Every morning is an opportunity to connect with Jesus. Whether you're looking to get started or looking to grow more, DDPC is for you. Join us as we connect with Jesus together.
Good morning and welcome Daily Devotions with Pastor Chris Crew. It is good to have you on this Monday rainy morning here in New England, and thank you for being a part of this stream. You have reached the 745th episode of DDPC, and it is our absolute joy to have you on with us today. As you can see, I am not in my normal environment. Jeanette and I are on a minister's retreat, and so we are headed that way, and going to have a wonderful couple of days with our district pastors, and just enjoying some just kind of being poured into a little bit. So looking forward to that for the next couple of days, but still wanted to connect with you on the morning episodes and make sure that that our DDPC stays alive and active. So here we are this morning, and I am grateful that you are with us. As you know, over the past 7 episodes, we have been going through the study material that the students received at their youth retreat a couple of weeks ago. And hey, Amy Turiano, good to see you coming from Florida. Nice to have you on today. As normal, I will be saying hi to giving shout outs at the end, but it was nice to see Amy jump on there. So, but anyway, we're in our 8th episode of the devotionals. And so what we did at the church was Pastor AJ asked all the pastors and some of his youth leaders to draft a devotional for the students, and they compiled a nice booklet for them to have a resource. But I'll have to tell you that these devotionals are on point. They're really solid, and we are just blessed at Cornerstone to have a really, really robust crew of people that are gifted in writing and that understand how to write a devotional. And man, I just thought this stuff should be memorialized, if you will, into the DDPC canon. But with all that wonderful accolade that I just put out there, I don't mean this boastfully, and I don't mean this by any other thing except as a compliment. But ironically, today's devotional happens to be the one that I wrote. So there's no order. I've just been going through chronologically as it's written in the devotional manual, and it happened to fall on me today. So I want to read to you my devotional, and it's entitled A Posture of Friendship. A posture of friendship. And so here's the devotional that I sent to the students, and I find it I think it'll be a blessing to you as well, as we consider how we can be a friend to all. So here's my devotion. I wrote, I remember walking through the middle school hallways as a 7th grader. I was surrounded by hundreds of fellow teenagers, each with their own awkward insecurities, as well as their desire to be accepted by a sea of peers around them. In an effort to solidify allegiance from another, students were quick to brandish a folder or a book with the acronym BFF. And I would silently think, really? Within a few days, you've already established that at 15 years old, that person will be your best friend forever? I can tell you that chances are that you and that person will part ways shortly after graduation, and the likelihood that you will maintain a meaningful, long-lasting relationship into adulthood is slim at best. It's for this reason that I set out on a quest early in my middle school days. I was shy. No, like really shy. I was like wallflower, never wanted to be seen or noticed shy. I know that may sound hard to believe considering that I now pastor a church and I am in public life every single day, but it's true. I was horribly afraid of what people would think of me. I was terribly insecure of my own talents. I was the second youngest person in my class of 573 students. I was one of the smallest guys. I was behind athletically. I was an average academically and horrified of reaching out socially. Needless to say, friendship was something that I did not come by easily. The church I attended was large and the youth group was huge. And once again, I found myself being a very small fish in a huge pond of much bigger, more talented, and desirable fish. How would I ever fit in? Then it happened, an event that would literally alter my understanding of friendship, my ability to gain meaningful friends as well as be a good friend to others. It wasn't a party or a gift or some major event. It was one person taking the time to take interest in me. His name was Scott Carter. Scott was a junior in high school. He drove a 1968 Ford Mustang. He was a football star and an extreme extrovert. He had so many friends, and it was one of those guys with the it factor. Scott saw me in youth group one night, and he came over to ask me some simple questions. He talked to me about my life, my interests, and tried to establish some common ground with me. He didn't have to do that. He had nothing personal to gain from taking interest in a SEVI, as they called seventh graders back then. While he gained nothing from that 15-minute conversation, I gained everything. Everything I would need to change my mind. I reconditioned my thinking, and in some weird way, it dawned on me that if I felt this secluded and uninteresting, then probably many other kids must feel the same way too. In a short amount of time, I decided that I just no longer cared what anyone else thought about me. I was on a mission, and I was going to be available to any other kid in need of a friend. From that day on, the Lord taught me a lot about friendship. He showed me how to make friends, keep friends, and build up friends that would not just last through high school, but that would last a lifetime. To this day, I can tell you that my BFF list is still rather short, but those friends will always be my BFF, no matter where life takes us. The luxury of time is that it teaches us valuable lessons to learn from and live by. As it relates to good, godly, long-lasting friendships, allow me to share this. First, you have to lead it. You should strive always to be the kind of person that you hope to have in a friend. Matthew 7:12 says, "Do to others whatever you would like them to do to you." So if you want to cultivate trustworthy friendships, be trustworthy. If you want to have friendships that value Christ and His Word, then be a friend with strong convictions as well. You get the idea. My youth pastor always taught us to pick our friends carefully and cautiously. Here's the reality. You will be like the people that you hang around. So hang around people that you want to be like. You got to lead it. Secondly, you got to learn it. Friendships survive storms. When you are sharing your thoughts, your dreams, your future with others, you're making yourself vulnerable. Life has a funny way of getting difficult at times. True friends will be willing to pull you aside and teach you something you need to learn. Sometimes your assessment of a situation may be incorrect. It's the job of your friend to tell you the truth. My father always told me, "Son, sometimes the truth hurts and it'll almost always make you mad." If someone is truly your friend, you have to give them the permission to speak the truth into your life. It may hurt, it may make you mad, but ask yourself, does my friend have my best interest in mind? And if they do, they must be sharing this for my good. Proverbs 24:6 says, "Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but deceitful are the kisses of the enemy." Proverbs 27:9 says, "Oil and perfume make the heart glad, so a man's counsel is sweet to his friends." So you've got to live it, and you got to lead it, you got to learn it, and finally you got to live it. Romans 13:8 reads, "Owe nothing to anyone except for your obligation to love one another. If you love your neighbor, you will fulfill the requirements of God's law." Always remember to look at people the way Jesus looked at them. Before you enter the school building, before you set foot on the ball field, the court, the dance studio, before you enter the forge, or in our case, in church, ask the Lord to lead you to see people the way He sees them. It's really simple. If you see them the way Christ sees them, then they will see Christ when they see you. So strive to point your friends to Jesus in all things and at all times. This is the only way to truly live and the only way to truly have and be a BFF. When Scott Carter came and sat with me for 15 minutes, he loved me the way Jesus would have in that moment. And I reflect on that moment that happened 38 years ago because I felt as if Jesus had sent Scott not to be my BFF, but to show me how I could be a true friend to those in my sphere as I continue to grow in life. Remember, every person in your group is a gift. Everyone matters. Don't take any moment or person for granted, because you never know what your 15 minutes of time might mean to someone else in their eternity. So what I want to leave to you today is a couple of questions. Number one is, what should you be looking for in a friendship? What should you be looking for in a friendship? Because a lot of times we look for the wrong things. We look for acceptance, we look for praise, we look for people. But a true friend is somebody who will be honest with you, and that you give permission to speak to the vulnerable and sensitive areas of your life. Secondly, what does going into a friendship unselfishly look like? And that's a pretty easy one to answer, I think, because we always need to look about what we can give as opposed to what we can receive. The truth is what goes around comes around. And if you are a giver of your time, of your talents, of your love, of your attention, of your intelligence, of your insight, of your wisdom, then people will want to reciprocate that. But if all you do is take and take and take, and demand that you get praise and expect that people are going to, always be talking you up and praising you, then guess what? They're going to want to not be around you eventually. And so, thirdly, do your current friendships push you toward the Lord in every way? And really, that should be the litmus test. Is your friend circle helping you, like your true inner circle? Are they helping you in your walk to the Lord? And let me tell you this, you can have a friend who's not even a Christian, but if they're really their friend, your true friend, they will urge you on in your belief system. Maybe they may not even agree or understand it, but they know it's important to you. So anyway, those are just some things to think about, grapple with, and pray about as you are making friends and as you are trying to be a friend or trying to gain friends. And also, don't get frustrated if your friend list is quite short, because statistics show and scientific studies show that people, when they get toward the end of their life, they usually only have about 3 to 4 friends. And so just because you have a lot of people around you doesn't mean you have a lot of friends. And so, but one thing is for sure, Jesus, it is said of Jesus that he is a friend of sinners, and he's a friend that sticks closer than any brother. So he will never leave you and never forsake you. He will always tell you the truth. He'll always be your encourager. He will always be your strength and your shield, your guide, your ever-present help in time of trouble. He will surround you. He will protect you. He's got your back. He will talk you up, and he will tell you the truth. So always lean on Jesus. All right. So guys, listen, I hope that's a challenge for you as we kind of kick off our week. I want to say a quick shout out to Thomas and Colette and Jacqueline and Joe Duhamel and Rocco and Eileen and Lenny Pace, Melissa Morse. Good to see. I call her Smiling Melissa. She's always smiling. Julie Chandler, Tammy. Nice to have you on. Oh, sorry guys, my alarm, my clock just went off at 6:45. I don't know why, because I would never sleep till 6:45, even on my day off. Julie Chandler, good to see you. Tammy, nice to have you on. Gene Hickman, God bless you. Renee Galuza, Renee, and thank you for introducing me to to Bob and to those beautiful people yesterday. So nice to meet them all. Kim Zabrowski, Lauren Lopez, Cindy Willis, Bryce Wood. God bless all of you today. Denise and Yvonne, great talking with you yesterday. Scott Dobler, you have a beautiful and blessed day, my friend. Scott Blakeman, nice to see you, bud. Good morning, Dad. Welcome to DDPC as always. Good to have you on. Narda, nice to see you on. Narda. Sherry, nice to have you on. Sherry Blakeman, God bless you. And let's see who else is on here that's on Facebook that I haven't said hello. Deb Click is on YouTube. Good to see you on, Deb. Welcome. God bless you, Athena Detlefs. Nice to have you on, Athena. Welcome. Tara Rose Menard, God bless you. Teaching your 8th graders today. So inspiring and so true. Well, nice to have you on, Tara. God bless you. Glad you were able to join us live today. Welcome. And let's see over here on the Instagram page. We got Elizabeth Orlando, Andrew Lavish, Janine Bainez, good to have you. Krista McAfee, Tom Keefe, Dr. Nancy Desjardins, Jeanette Lynn Willis, wife extraordinaire, nice to see you. Amy Tiriano, which I mentioned earlier, good to see you. Kathy Lakowski, Shannon Schmidt-Heine, Diane Riley, Michelle Allen, good to have you on. Tony Fetchy, Tanya Taylor, Sarah Carlack, see, Clock and Kicks. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. So you like clocks and you like shoes, I guess. That's cool. Kimmy Joan, to have you on today. God bless you. Tom Keefe, Rodriguez family, God bless you. Welcome all of you. Thank you guys for joining on today, and have a wonderful and blessed Monday. May God cover you, protect you, keep you, and may His grace shine upon you, and be faithful to you. May He give you the peace of God as you walk throughout your day. And guess what, guys? I will see you tomorrow. All right. God bless.